Good morning, Heritage. Happy last chapel. I wish that we could be together, and I know that I've said this every week, but things aren't the way that we wish that they were. And sometimes things don't turn out the way that we want them to. And that's the topic of this morning's sermon. What to do when things don't turn out the way you thought they should. And seniors, we love you. We're sorry that the end of your senior year has not turned out the way that you had wanted it to. And we love you. We love you so much. And we are praying for you as you step into the great unknown in the midst of a global pandemic. So sorry. But here is the word of the Lord this morning. Psalm 61 says, "Hear my cry, O God. Attend to my prayer. From the ends of the earth, I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been a shelter for me, a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in your tabernacle forever. I will trust in the shelter of your wings. For you, O God, have heard my vows. You have given me the heritage of those who fear your name. You will prolong the king's life, his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. Oh, prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So I will sing praise to your name forever, that I may daily perform my vows." So David here in this psalm had been banished from his kingdom. I'm pretty sure he was hoping things had gone differently. Kind of like we wish we weren't living in a global pandemic. Kind of like I wish I hadn't had to start recording this sermon 4 times because of interruptions. Life happens, and it's not always the way we wish it was. So 4 things that we need to choose. 4 I will statements. The first one is, I will cry out to you, Lord. You need to give yourself permission to cry out to God. Tell him that you wish things were different. Tell him that you hate it, that you're so sad, that it's really disappointing. Cry out to God. I will cry to you. This verse, number 2, says, "When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." I volunteered at Heritage a long time ago, and this verse helped me survive that really, really hard year because my heart was overwhelmed on multiple occasions, many, many times that year. And he was a rock that I could stand on in the midst of things that really didn't make any sense. And it says, number 2, I will abide, which means that you're going to choose to stay with God even though you don't understand what's going on. I will abide. Don't let this push you farther away from him. Let this push you closer. Lean in and see what kind of comfort, see what kind of goodness he's going to bring out of this very situation that we're living through. And then it says, I will trust in the shelter of your wings. And this picture, I don't remember if I've shared it before in other sermons, but it's this picture of a mother hen with her chicks underneath of her in her feathers, kind of cozy and protected. She can kind of almost like hover over them and sit down around them so that they can't be seen by predators or anybody who would want to harm them. And that is the picture that God wants us to see, that we can trust and find shelter underneath of his wings. He's got us. He's here for us. He cares. He's so close. Just like I said the other day, he's near to the brokenhearted. But he's going to shelter us. He's going to protect us. And that's a really sweet place to be. I was reading in some commentary today about just accepting God's sacred hospitality. He wants you to come in and sit with him, to abide and to take shelter in all of who he is. And then the last one, verse 8 says, I will sing praise to your name forever. Don't let these hard days take away your song. Keep singing. Choose to sing. Because even though these days are hard and unknown and uncertain and can feel really scary, God doesn't change. He doesn't. If he has ever once taken care of you, he will not stop taking care of you right now. You can trust him. And I will tell you from experience that he has never failed me yet. And we've seen some really hard days, but God hasn't failed us. And so that is what I want for you as you launch into summer, as you launch into maybe a new school, into a new country, into university. I don't know where the Lord is going to take you after Heritage this year. You might be back, and that would be so exciting, but you might not. These 4 things will help you navigate these days. So let me remind you of what they are. I will cry to God. I will abide. I will trust, and I will sing. If you can do that, it's going to be a glittering testimony for every other person who runs into you. If people can look at your life and see how much hardship and suffering you have walked through and see you still singing, that's a testimony to the kind of amazing God that we serve, who redeems and restores crummy situations. He is a God we can trust. He says he will turn all things for good for those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. And I'm taking that as a promise today, and I hope you will too. God bless you, Heritage. We love you.